Welcome to the Fiscal Finesse Flash, where we will share insights into personal and business finance for today's economical climate and finesse your finances. And now your host, Jenna Finesse Houston.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fiscal Finesse Flash for this week. Today, we are going to be talking about business finance. So last week we had Avion Johnson with Credit Reinventors, and he was here talking about business credit and how you build it and things like that. And our Fiscal Finesse Flash actually lasted way longer than we had anticipated. But it was such a great topic that we just could not let him go. And as a result of that, Avion and I are putting together a class on March 25th. I'm not sure if it's full yet because it's only $40. It's 2 hours. It's from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. It's going to be held at Financial Comfort Consulting. And we will go deeper than we did on the Fiscal Finesse Flash. So, just so you know, if you need a little bit of a deeper dive, this class might be very good for you. So you can go to the website at financial-comfort.com and register for the class. Again, we have limited seating and it's only $40. It's a 2-hour introduction to both personal and business credit. So if you need some assistance there, we would love to assist you. And that was last week. This week, we have the fabulous Deonna Barnett from Increase CDC. I'm going to give her an opportunity to tell you all what Increase CDC is and what they actually have to offer to small business owners like yourself. And so the reason why I asked her to come and be a part of the Fiscal Finesse Flash on this week is because the questions that were asked on last week, there were a lot of questions about financing, once you do improve your business credit, what you can do with that. And Deonna is graciously here to answer some of those questions and also to get money out into the community. So welcome to the Fiscal Finesse Flash, Deonna.
Thank you, Jenna Finesse. It's a pleasure to be here with you and talk more about Increase CDC. So thank you for bringing me on.
You're quite welcome. And so, Deonna Barnett, tell us a little bit about Increase CDC and what you guys offer.
Well, Increase CDC is a faith-based nonprofit organization. We are here to help people in the community start and grow businesses, and we do that by offering business training. We offer consulting and coaching, and microloans up to $15,000. And people can use those loans for working capital, purchase equipment, materials, inventory, supplies, whatever you need to get started.
Okay, so if you guys have questions, this is a great time to ask because Deonna is here to answer those questions for you while we're on the line. So thank you all for watching. I see we have several folks. We have Amanda, we have Melissa, Ebony, I know your name is not Love Jones, Celeste, Selena, Cherie, Antoine, and Tori. So if you all have small businesses, this is a perfect time for you to ask questions about your small business, especially in regards to working capital and gaining money for your business. So Deonna, I just want to ask you a few questions. Number one, does Increase CDC, and I know kind of the answers to some of these questions, but I also want the audience to know. So does Increase CDC look at business credit when you're making decisions on giving out money? Or do you look at personal credit? And after you answer that question, can you tell us what is the criteria that you look for when giving out that money?
Sure. First question, do we look at business credit or personal credit? We look at personal credit. Usually the clients that come to us don't have any business credit at this time. So our process is pulling their credit report and looking for debt-to-income ratios, 40% or less. And credit scores, we can go as low as 550. And the credit scores that we're looking at are Experian and Equifax.
Okay.
And so that we are looking mostly on personal credit at this time. some requirements that you will have to have in order to apply for our loans. You would have to be a for-profit business. We do not lend out to nonprofits at this time. You would have to be at least 21 years of age, or you'd have to have a co-signer. So if you're a younger entrepreneur, you need a parent or a guardian to apply for the loan with you. You must have a business plan. We review those business plans, and we have our scoring rubric in-house. And business plans that score 70% or above are able to apply or move forward with the application process. If your business plan does not score a 70% or above, we would recommend technical assistance, which is essentially coaching or consulting to help build that plan. Or if it needs a lot of work, then we would recommend our micro enterprise training program, which is an 8-week course to help you develop your business plan, enhance your plan, and to also teach you business management principles. So if you meet that score of 70% or above, we feel more comfortable in knowing that you know exactly what you're doing in your business, how you're going to make money, and most importantly, how you can repay the loan. So we look for that. And then you also have to have collateral with our loan program. And collateral is essentially anything that you can put up or anything that we can secure in the event that you're unable to repay the loan. So collateral could be any personal assets or business assets that you have that we could secure. And that could include vehicles, it could include equipment, machinery. We don't really take real estate right now because the loans aren't that much. And so we are looking mostly for those personal assets or those business assets that equal to or close to the value of your loan. And depending on where your credit is at this time would determine how much collateral you would need to put up for your loan. And all of that is determined by our loan review committee. So we have a committee of about 5 that review our loan applications once they're put together to determine if they are going to be approved or denied and how much money the applicant would receive, along with the terms and the collateral needed.
Awesome.
So that's the requirements.
Quick question for you, Deonna. How many loans have you all approved, or how much money do you have out there? I think that's a very interesting number, and I think people need to know that you are one of the micro lenders that are very active in the community and willing to give money out and want to give money out.
Sure. Well, our loan portfolio right now, we have over 20 loans out in the community right now, and that amount is over $100,000 or so. I don't have the exact number. And I can tell you a little bit more about where our funding comes from for those loans.
Okay.
We receive funds from the City of Columbus Department of Development, Franklin County Commissioners, and Ohio Development Services Agency, which is at the state level. So our loan funds are government funding, and so each fund has their own requirements, and we're able to manage all that. You as the client, you would not have to manage any of the requirements. We take care of that, and we have a pre-qualification process which would allow us to determine which funds or which pot of money you're going to receive your funds from.
Okay.
So we do have resources from government to lend these funds out to small businesses in our community.
Okay, and what's your rate? What is your annual percentage rate that you charge on the loans that you lend? On the money that you lend.
So our rates are based on credit, and our rates are right now 6 to 10%.
Okay.
Interest rates.
So based on credit, based on collateral, and also based on the plan that they have to use the money and their ability to pay back. They could pay as low as 6% on a loan of up to $15,000 to grow their business, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so is there any type of loans that you all will not fund? So, for example, if you go to a traditional lender, there are some businesses that they do not want to give money to, like things that deal with alcohol, strip clubs, or any type of illegal substances, of course. But is there any type of business where you say, you know what, we don't want to lend to them, or we find it hard, to recoup funds from them? Are there any type of businesses that are on your list of do not loan?
Well, we definitely do not support those businesses that have a negative impact in our community, like the sale of weapons and alcohol, gambling activities, illegal activity, all of that. So, yes, we're the same in that aspect. We don't lend out for personal expenses or to pay existing debt. So if you're trying to pay down your credit lines, things like that, that's considered a personal loan, and we do not lend for personal matters. So it has to be strictly for business. And I would say that I can't say there is one specific business that we do not lend to, but it's really challenging to lend to businesses that want to do leasehold improvements but don't have enough collateral to support that.
You're listening to the Fiscal Finesse Flash with your host, Jenna Finesse Houston.
We can't take back a leasehold improvement. So you would have to have collateral to secure your loan for making those improvements to your facility.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
You guys, you are listening to the Fiscal Finesse Flash. I am on the line here with Deonna Barnett, who is from Increase CDC, the organization that does give out up to $15,000 for business loans. If you have questions, this is a great time to ask. I do see that there is one question here, so I'm going to go ahead and present that to Deonna. Tia Greer, she actually says, would my DJ equipment be considered collateral?
Yes, and we would just file legal paperwork to secure that, and in the event that you don't repay, then we'll seize it through court proceedings and things like that. If you are planning to purchase equipment and you don't have it yet, we can use the equipment you plan to purchase as collateral also, so that's something else to consider as well.
That is really good to know. So if you have a lawn care business, or if you're starting a lawn care business and you need a certain type of lawnmower, like a riding lawnmower that can traditionally be expensive, they can secure that against collateral. So it doesn't have to be something that you already have in your possession to use as collateral. So great question, Tia. I hope we answered that. Please comment and let us know if your question has been answered or if you have additional questions. Okay, so thank you for that, Deonna. So my next question is, what is the term of the loan, and what are some of the ramifications behind not being able to pay the loan? I mean, what type of support do you all provide to make sure that people are able to sustain their businesses and actually continue to pay the loan back?
Sure. Tell me your first question again.
The term of the loan.
The term. Okay, terms range from 1 year to 3 years. In some instances, we've done some contract financing, which allows someone who is in contract on a major project. They plan to get paid, but they have to wait till their contractor pays them. We have paid them in exchange for the proceeds from their contract, and in that case, that was a really short-term loan, like 6 months or less. But typically, the terms are 1 to 3 years, and we really don't want to have to put you in the court system. We don't want to really take any collateral. We don't want to be in the business of seizing equipment and reselling it. So we do our best to try to make sure that you are in the position to repay. And we do that by having our newer entrepreneurs enroll in a 6-month coaching program when they apply for a loan and once they're approved. That coaching program is called the Launchpad. And in that program, what you're going to do is get connected with a business coach for a maximum of 20 hours. That coach will be there by your side to help guide you through a customized technical assistance plan, which is essentially a extensive to-do list of everything that you need to do to accomplish the goals that you set forth in your business plan. So you might meet with your coach once or twice or 3 times a month, depending on the level of workload or complexity to the tasks on your plan. The coach is not doing the work for you. The coach is merely guiding you through that process, and you have a person to ask questions and to bounce ideas and get feedback on what you're trying to do and pursue. So what we've seen is that those entering into this program have a higher chance of generating sales, making money, and being able to repay the loan. So we've incorporated that as a requirement for newer entrepreneurs who are applying for the loan to enroll in the Launchpad. Another benefit of the Launchpad is not only do you get a coach for 20 hours, but you also have access to our team of consultants up to 10 hours throughout your 6-month period. So if you have legal questions or you need to review a contract, and I encourage you, if you have a lease, you make sure that you review that with our attorney, Kwame Christian. And if you need help with marketing or sales, branding, social media, we have consultants on standby for you up to 10 hours within your 6-month term of the program. Now, there is a cost to that program. It is $650, but it covers all your services, all your consulting over that 6-month period. And you can include that cost in your loan. So you do not have to pay that out of your pocket, but you can pay that back as you pay back your loan.
That's good to know. I have a couple questions here, and then after these questions, I want you to talk a little bit about some of the other programs that you all are affiliated with and how you're able to assist people beyond the $15,000. So we'll get to that in just a moment, but before I get to that, let me just answer or ask a couple of these questions that we have. Kathy Gray wants to know, do you penalize for early payoffs of the loan? Is there any type of prepayment penalty?
There is not. I like prepayment. So there are no penalties for prepaying your loan. That just helps us get more money out on the streets faster.
Absolutely. Thank you for answering that. And Kathy, if that did not answer your question, please chime in again. Erica Anderson wants to know, do you have to be making a certain income at your business to be approved? Can you go off of projections, or do you want historical data?
Well, some of our businesses are startups, so they don't have historical data. We take a really good look at your business plan and your financials and making sure that it's feasible and viable depending on your location and your industry. So we do a good job of analyzing what your business has the potential to do if you're a startup, and we can make that determination without having historical data for a startup. If you are an existing business, we do want to see the historical data because we want to get an idea of what you have been doing since you've been in business. So for startups, you do not need historical data, but you will need some really good numbers in your financial statements and your projections. And then for existing businesses, we do want to see historical data.
Okay, thank you for answering that. And I have one more question, and then we'll get into the other resources. But I do want to add to that. So if you are a startup business, you do not need historical data, so you do not need to be making a certain income in your business to be approved. And also, if you need to have projections done, or if you need assistance with helping you with those financial projections, you can definitely call Financial Comfort Consulting. And one of the classes that we are going to be doing in conjunction with Increase CDC this week is called Finesse My Business, Understanding Your Cash Flow. And in that particular Lunch and Learn, which is this Thursday, the 16th at 11:30, in that Lunch and Learn, we will be going over projections. So, Erica, I do know that you're registered for that, and so that is awesome, and I hope that answered your question. The second part of Erica's question is, do you have to pay for the coaching meetings?
Yeah, it's the cost of the program, the whole 6-month program is $650. You don't have to pay anything else after that. So once you enroll in the program, you pay your program fee, and you're done paying.
You're listening to the Fiscal Finesse Flash with your host, Jenna Finesse Houston.
Anything until you've exceeded your number of hours allocated for the program. program.
Okay, and so I hope that answers your question, Erica. And I do want to go back to Deonna. So I have seen clients that come to me and they're looking for $75,000. And so we go and we try to get the money, and they may or may not be approved at a traditional lender. And so the only thing that they can do at that point is go to a micro lender such as Increase CDC, and may not get as much as they need. And sometimes that can be really detrimental and counterproductive for businesses. And I oftentimes don't recommend that. If you're not able to get what you need, or if you're not able to scale back and understand what you can do with the money that you receive, sometimes it can be super counterproductive. But I do know that you have a resource that you all use, and you're connected to other programs that you can actually complement what you are able to give. So can you speak a little bit about that?
Yes, there is an organization called Kiva, and that's Kiva. Kiva is also a nonprofit, but what's good about them is that they also offer loans at 0% interest. Their loans only go up to $10,000, but it's also a great way to complement the loans that you get with Increase CDC. What's different about Kiva is that it's a crowdfunded loan. So they have donors and investors around the world. It's a global platform that put up their money so that Kiva can divvy it out to small businesses in need. And so there's a process to that. The way that they assess their applicants is much different than us. They don't require a business plan. They don't require collateral. They don't look at your credit score. They really care more about your character. And the way that they do that is by having you fundraise or crowdfund through your network up to a certain amount. And they'll tell you throughout the application process how much you need to fundraise yourself. Like, let's say they ask you, you got approved for a loan, but first you have to fundraise $250 by soliciting 25 of your friends or family to give $10 each.
Right.
And so that's how they if you get your $250, then that tells Kiva you have a network or a group of people who believe in what you're doing. They're putting their own money up, and so we're going to go ahead and give you the rest of your money, which could be the remaining of the $10,000 loan. And
okay.
So that's how they do their process. And what we have been striving to do is complement our loan with Kiva loans, so that if your project is $25,000, we could give you a $15,000 loan, and then you can supplement it with a Kiva loan up to $10,000. And so they also have terms. Their terms are up to 36 months or 3 years, similar to us. But again, what's good is that they don't have to have an extensive analysis of your business like we do. No credit score, no credit check, no collateral, and you don't need to submit your business plan. So that's Kiva. That's one resource.
Thank you. So I just want to say, because we'll be logging off soon, and I think there's a couple more questions, but I do want to say this. Kiva is an awesome platform. You all can give to another small business owner through Kiva. So here's the thing. I was able to give to a couple businesses through Kiva. So some businesses I did not know. Some businesses I did know here locally in Columbus, Ohio. So check out that platform. It's kiva.org. And also they have an information session coming up. And what's the date for that, Deonna?
That day is Monday, March 20th from 5 to 6:30. And that Kiva workshop, it's a Kiva workshop for women entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And the address is 143 East Main Street.
Okay.
Suite 200.
Okay, so that's 143 East Main Street, Suite 200. If you want additional information, if you're a female entrepreneur, if you want to support a female entrepreneur, please go check out Kiva. That is a great platform. Again, it's 0% interest, a big 0% interest, and they don't look at all the things that a traditional lender would look at, and it has a crowdfunding component that actually assesses your character. So I will answer one more question, and then we'll be logging off. But I do want to give Deonna the opportunity to tell you how to reach out to her, how to apply for a loan, or how to get information on the programs that they offer at Increase CDC. So the question real quick was, please repeat the name of the complimentary source. Okay, I believe I did that, but if I didn't, it's kiva.org, K-I-V-A, and I know that there's others, so Deonna will probably talk about that in her wrap-up. But we got a couple more minutes because I have something to do at 1:30. But Deonna, please give them your contact information and how they can reach you and apply for services through Increase CDC.
Sure. My phone number is 614-383-7750. Again, 614-383-7750. If you're interested in a loan or at least seeing if you qualify, you can go online to our website at increasecdc.org. That's INCREASECDC.org and click on I Need Money. And that'll take you
How easy is that?
That'll take you to the small business loan page, and you can complete a pre-qualification, and then we'll get back with you within 48 hours to let you know if you qualify for going to the next step. And I do have one other financing resource, and that is for ex-offenders.
Awesome.
If you are an ex-offender and you have a business or you plan to start a business, I want to let you know that through connection with the finance fund, they are financing businesses owned by ex-offenders up to $75,000. And so if you want any more information about that, you can call me at 614-383-7750.
That is pretty awesome information. We all know someone that is a restored citizen that has been released from prison, and most times they've gone to prison because they've had illegal businesses. So if you can encourage them to start a legal business and get up to $75,000 through the finance fund, hey, how much the recidivism rate is going to go down tremendously. So if you need additional information on that, Deonna has been working with the finance fund. She's working with the Restored Citizens program, the RIGHT program. She's been going into the prison systems and helping these folks prior to them even being released. And so if you have someone that is interested in that information, please reach out. Again, her telephone number is 614-383 7750, or you can reach her at www.increasecdc.org. So if you're looking for money for your business, if you're looking for money to help somebody else in their business, if you're looking to give money, you know, they have programs where they're helping female entrepreneurs. They're helping entrepreneurs every single day, and they're a nonprofit. So you can donate to the causes that they have. So if you have any other questions, we look forward to hearing from you. Stay tuned for next week's Fiscal Finesse Flash, and we are interested in any questions or comments you have, so leave them below, and I will leave the links to those to that information shortly. So you all have a super duper awesome Fiscal Finesse Day.
Thank you for listening to the Fiscal Finesse Flash. We hope this message finessed your finances and your life. We believe leaders are readers, and podcast listeners become great practitioners. If you need assistance implementing a strategy for finessing your finances, call us today at 318-595-0784. Until next time, finesse your life and don't live in fiscal strife.